Alright, so let's do a very quick recap on our operation of surd. Okay, so what is a surd? Surd is just something with a square root. And normally a surd is an irrational root of a real number. For example, square root 2 or square root 3. Okay, so we need to know how to deal with our surd, right? So first thing first, we need to know that if I have square root a times square root a, you notice that they are both the same a, right? So if square root a times square root a, I'll get a. For example, square root 2 times square root 2, I'll get positive 2. So the second operation will be if my first surd and the second surd, right, is different. So for example, square root 2 multiplied by square root 3. What should I get? I should get square root 6. Because 2 times 3 is 6. Alright? So as long as the surd is different, we cannot just get rid of the square root or cube root. Right? Okay, so the third operation, which is square root a divided by square root b. So in this case, I can just put you notice that for this, right, there are two square root. So you just, when you manipulate, you can put one big square root. So it's one big square root a divided by b. Okay, number fourth operation is, so this is no longer times and divide, now is plus. Okay, so if I have something like m square root a plus n square root a, what should I get? I should get m plus n bracket square root a. So this is something like a bit of your factorization. For example, if I give you 2 square root 3 plus 5 square root 3, because the square root must be the same. Alright, so you will get 2 plus 5 bracket square root 3. It's something like taking out your square root 3. So a bit of factorization. And of course, if you want to check whether you are correct, right, you can do your expansion. Then you can get back the same answer. Okay, the last operation will be minus. It's the same idea. So m square root a minus n square root a. So you just use the same idea. Let's just say I give you 5 square root 3 minus 2 square root 3. So what should we get? We should get 5 minus 2, right? Bracket square root 3. Alright, so these are all the different operation of surds. Okay, so maybe let's us take a look at this example 3. Okay, so this example 3 is a divide, and you notice that inside the square root, right, the number is different. So for example, 8 square root 8 divided by square root 2. So you just use our operation of this operation, the third operation, right? So you just put a very big square root, 8 divided by 2. And I know that 8 divided by 2 is 4. And square root 4 is just positive 2. So this is a very classic example of how you use your surd. Okay. So, okay, next we will look at example 4. So this is finding out the possible values of a and b. So how do I solve this question? So given that this a plus square root 2 bracket 3 plus b square root 2 is equal to 8 plus 5 square root 2, what is the possible value of a and b? Okay, so of course we need to do our expansion, right? For example, you look at the a, you draw one rainbow. Look at the second, draw one rainbow. Third rainbow, fourth rainbow. So after you expand, you make it in such a form that you can get this. So for example, 3a plus 2b, right? ab plus 3 bracket square root 2. So after that, you compare apple and apple, orange with orange. For example, 3a plus 2b is the positive 8. Then after that, a plus 3, because this ab plus 3, right, is with the square root 2. So I can say this ab plus 3 is, the whole thing is equal to 5. Okay, so of course, after you get this, right, you notice there will be two equations, because you got two, so-called these two alphabet. So this is something of simultaneous equation. You just use the simultaneous equation to solve, and you should get a equal to 2 or b equal to 1. Alright, so that is how you use this operation of surd.